out that there's this virtual second wave coming up, and I call it virtual because I'm not seeing it yet, but the figures are escalating, and I think there's that element of fear. There's also the element of everybody having gone through something during that period, which has, 2020 has been a very difficult year for a lot of people. The sense of anxiety, depression, mental illness has all started to surface in very serious directions, and it's about having to fix it. And this afternoon, I must tell you, you have to join me on this segment. So go grab that drink or something, sit down on the couch, and pay careful attention, because this one, trust me, we did the serious side of fixing you. Now we're going to do the fun side of fixing. And you must be thinking, oh my word, what on earth is this lady talking about? Nafisa Dango is talking about the word humor. Now, in studio with me, I have Mohammed Arai, Zakia Sheikh, and Ali Ale. And they're all my most phenomenal, I'll call them my segments of my team, because each one of them plays an important role to me. So thank you for joining me. It's always a pleasure working with all of you together. And then having you on my show is like this, should we say, this added luxury.
Yeah. Thanks for having us. But you yet to tell us who you prefer as your producer, Zakia or me.
That would be Zakia Sheikh. Thank you very much.
Do you see what I mean? This is just the problem here. And then they leave poor Alia out of it. But
Alia's in a league of her own.
I think what each one of them does not realize, that each one of them sitting right here has the most important value to me, because each one of them plays such an important part and role for me on this show. That's the reason why I shine. So thank you for polishing me up, guys.
And thanks for the compliments.
It's only a pleasure, and I'm being really honest. You guys always go that extra mile to help me shine, and for us to, of course, get those very serious, important messages, but in a light-hearted way, out to those people that are having, should we say, many different challenges, but we entice them positively. And this is what we're talking about this afternoon. Because I just spoke to Rukeya Kala, and it was the very serious version of sorting you out through fascia balancing and personal growth and stuff. But you guys got something interesting for me today, and I want you all to sit down, relax, and tap into this, because this is something really interesting. Let's go for it.
Yeah, so I think I should start, right? So Zakia and I thought of, we are sort of in our own capacities advocates of mental health. So many times we deal with the issue of mental health, but we deal in a very serious way, right? In a very serious and in a very uptight manner, as you have said. So many times when you're on various social media platforms, be it Facebook, Instagram, you come across these memes that tap on the aspect of mental health, be it depression, anxiety, or any other forms of mental health. But they do so, those memes or the content itself, in a very light-hearted, in a humorous way. So Zakia and I thought, why not touch on the topic of using humor as a form of coping mechanism to deal with depression and other forms of mental health. So that's essentially the topic for this afternoon on this segment.
Sounds very interesting, because I know I was reading something like that a while ago where they say laughter is very good therapy.
Exactly. And, I have to add this, when I was producing for you, you know how I love Reader's Digest. So this afternoon's conversation will primarily, revolve around content from Reader's Digest. And I like what they do, right? They take humor, they take lighthearted angle to many serious topics such as mental health, COVID-19, lockdown, and other aspects. So we came across this fantastic article, and we have these 21 depression memes or memes on mental health. And the title is 21 depression memes that may make you feel a little bit better. So let's step into it, Zakia.
Okay, cool. So speaking very broadly about the topic, I feel like it's really, really important to use humor as a coping mechanism, because a lot of, we're going to be faced with challenges for the rest of our lives. We know this. Inevitably, it's going to happen. But I feel like you need to be able to laugh at it. And I'm not being insensitive. We also spoke about this earlier. There's a difference between being insensitive and being mocking it, or finding the lightheartedness and the humor in it. So I think that's what this article is about, and that's what we try to do,
And the best part, just to add on to your disclaimer, sort of, right? These memes and these lighthearted content, they come from people that are battling with a certain type of mental health. So they're not mocking anyone. They're not mocking the entire concept of mental
They're
health.
basically bringing their coping mechanisms. To the
Coping
fore.
mechanism. That's the
Exactly.
key word this afternoon. Yes,
Yeah.
coping mechanism. Using humor as a coping mechanism. So I have selected my favorite one, right, from this list of 21 memes. So this meme reads as follows: "Me to my anxiety." Right, you're telling the anxiety. People are focused on themselves. They're not thinking about you, about me. So the depression tells, yeah, they don't ever think of you. So then I tell depression, no, that's not what I meant. So essentially, you're arguing with your brain, and you're telling your brain, but no one thinks of me. I'm isolated. I'm helpless. And the brain is like, yeah, you're clearly helpless, right?
I'm taking over. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you tell your brain, but wait, man, it's not that bad. It's not what I meant. You're supposed to help me, not the other way around. And so when I just scrolled down and I actually read or tried to read the interpretation of that meme, is that essentially it means how you can channel your negative thoughts as a sufferer of a particular mental health into positive thoughts, right? And that's where the therapy known as cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, comes in. So when you master this therapy at a counselor or a psychologist, it's essentially how to channel negative thoughts into positive ones as a sufferer of mental health. Like I, for one, have OCD. And OCD is essentially about thoughts, right? So how do I channel negative thoughts into positive thoughts? So yeah, I mean, this meme stood out for me. Like you're fighting with your brain, and the brain is fighting back. But you tell your brain, it's not that bad. Stop exaggerating.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that I feel like these memes and all of this, it's the 21st century's way of dealing with our trauma. And
Yeah.
it's cool because we found a way to sort of combat all the negativity that we're faced with every day, and we find these small little
It's a tongue twister.
Loophole, yes, you're right.
loopholes that can be used positively. So I think that's cool.
See,
What do you
she's
think?
helping us already through the laughter.
There we go. Laughter is the best medicine.
Exactly.
So yeah, I've had quite a crazy week. Had quite a traumatic experience and been going for a bit of counseling and stuff. And what stood out for me at one of the counseling therapies was that the lady told me, just step out of your body and your mind for a second and really evaluate what's going on in your mind, what's going on in your body, and assess the situation outside of yourself. And I feel like memes are very relatable.
Yeah.
It's something you can share when you can't put your feelings and your emotions into words. It's like a picture tells 1,000
Yeah,
words,
yeah.
so this meme will, like, you able to express yourself through a meme, even if it's something so silly and so funny, but it's relatable. It's comedy, man. We all need a bit of comedy.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad to see you in the space that you're in now. It's actually, your happiness is actually making me happy. It's giving me that satisfaction knowing from the trauma you went through, and we all experienced it with you here in studio, and seeing you in this different space now, it means so much to us, because it goes to show that there's and I think this is one of the memes, is that support structure. And that's what we are for each other. We've learned to become family where we support each other irrespective of the situation or what is happening around us, and we put all our differences aside irrespective of the situation.
Exactly.
And I think that's important.
Yeah, we're all in the same boat. And as Alia mentioned, right, not just memes alluding to mental health, any memes, right? I mean, many times, like, okay, so we have this WhatsApp group, right? The young crew, quote unquote, of Salam Media, right?
Let's not even, because if the listeners are out there, I have a huge gripe, because honestly speaking, I don't know which space I fit into, because I don't fit into the old space, because when they talk about Auntie Julie and all of them, then they go the old space, and then they're the young space. So I wish I would know which space.
But we
I'm
added
in
you
at
on the
this
WhatsApp
point.
group, you left, so I don't know, you tell us. No, just kidding.
That's a blatant lie.
So yeah, as I was saying, right, many times on that group, right, we share memes like crazy. We share memes, we share GIFs, and those are essentially coping. GIF or GIF?
No, it's a joke.
GIF.
It's a
GIF.
No.
GIF.
Yeah.
You can do that.
All right, that's another conversation we should have. Okay, chef or
You
gift.
see, maybe if you add me on, you'll get better direction.
Okay, noted. Duly noted. So many times we share memes and gifs slash gifts on the group, right? And not necessarily mental health related, but you go home and you just, just lie in your bed and you smile, you laugh, and you share certain thoughts with your colleagues, with your friends, and you just like, it's you relate to them on another level because it's something you're going through together, but you just like relaxing, and as Alia mentioned, it's like, a picture tells 1,000 words. And even, I'm a producer for the morning show, and I'm producing content. Many times I come across these cartoons, political cartoons, and I use those cartoons, not necessarily memes, but cartoons, to produce content. So yeah, I love memes, and they really, not just for mental health, just generally, they are essentially coping mechanisms.
I would say they're great coping mechanisms because sometimes, people, as far as time constraints are concerned, you don't have enough time to be able to go and sit and read a whole long, tall story. That little thing just gets you going for the day. Little bits
Yeah.
of food for thought that get you going on a better level for the day.
Definitely, definitely. So another one that I would like to share, one of my favorite from these 21 memes, right, on Reader's Digest. So it's essentially a photo. So when you open your instant noodles, right? We don't get many of that in South Africa. They're not yet popular, right? So it's clearly a foreign packaging. So someone opened the top of the instant noodles, and the top wrap, it reads as follows: use your noodle, comma, save time and chase your dreams. Hashtag you can make it. So the reply to that is, nobody eats these because they are chasing dreams. Come on, it's noodles, right? But the way it's interpreted, and it stood out for me. So the person interpreting this means like, but instant noodles are the ultimate depression food. Because what do you do when you sort of depressed? Not necessarily depressed, but having a bad day, for example, right? You jump in your bed, you Netflixing, is that a verb? Right? And chilling, right? And you have your noodles, you have your other snacks. So essentially noodles can be snack, and you can just relax and take it easy through noodles. So that meme stood out for me as well.
Oh, that is so cool. Alia, what stood out for you?
I really liked it, this one. It says, "You look sad today." And the other, so it's an Ice Age meme. And
Okay.
what do you call this?
Said the sloth.
No, this
Oh,
one.
him. I forgot his name.
The little elephant.
Yeah.
Elephant. And he says, "I'm actually sad every day. I just don't have the energy to hide it today." I feel like that is so relatable for this past week because I've been absolutely exhausted trying to manage.
Pretend.
Yeah, and cope.
I think it's that time of the year where everybody's like, I think that exhaustion level starts playing that factor of it.
Definitely.
And everyone's looking for that lightheartedness to be able to just carry on as they
Yeah.
go along.
Final push.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And South Africans are known for that. So beginning of this year, when COVID hit and it became from an epidemic to a pandemic, and we took it like, okay, it's just another thing for South Africans. And I promise you, because I just came back from India for holidays, right? And as we were coming back, it was starting to become a pandemic and spread all over the world. And Indians, like, the Indians from India, they were like so serious about it. And I was following the news channels and news media outlets. They were so like serious about it. And in fact, even the social media, the timelines. But when I came to South Africa and it became a pandemic, South Africa, everyone like using memes
Did you
to
guys
to
see
fight
the
COVID.
level 1 thing by the level 1 meme thing, man? Didn't you guys see it with level 1, the Bella
No.
Chow thing?
No, I didn't
guys,
see.
it was viral. Okay, we shared in that video. You guys need to go and watch it. But
Definitely. Tell us
it
more
was
about
it
it.
was humorous. It was so funny, and it's such a serious thing. But we were like, the whole country was like, it was trending everywhere. And I feel like it's those little things that
Yeah.
allow us to get through those hard times,
Exactly.
which is awesome.
And South Africans are known for that. I mean, we go crazy with memes, right?
Yeah, literally.
And it's amazing how we use memes to bring the positivity, to just take it easy, just to chill.
I think we have good coping mechanisms.
Yeah, yeah.
We're resilient in many directions
We are.
compared to other countries.
And we
I must
undermine
say.
ourselves. We undermine
I
ourselves.
think we do. We
Yeah.
do. We actually do. To be able to get through something as serious as this and still be smiling and still standing strong, and telling ourselves, I mean, as we know, there's a second wave coming.
Hmm.
It's there. It's if you look at the figures, it's
Officially,
scary.
Yeah.
But we're still all staying positive and helping each other get through it a step at a time.
Definitely, definitely. And I'm not sure, I'm going to ask your producer, do I still have the privilege of some time?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm giving you 5 minutes. I'm
Okay,
the producer.
fine.
I have to review it. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, the producer has spoken. Okay, this one's not exactly a meme, it's more like a quote. It says, I have depression, but I prefer to say I battle depression instead of I suffer with it. Because depression hits, but I hit back, battle on. So essentially, this person is saying that I don't say that I suffer with depression because suffer brings the vulnerability from the person suffering. So I prefer to say battle because battle is, it's a combat between person A and person B. So this person is essentially battling, and person is subconsciously telling themselves that no, it's a battle, so game on. I'm gonna fight you as you're fighting me. So this stood out for me because it's a lonely journey. Like I had this conversation with Alia yesterday at the office, right? I said, look, mental health it's a very lonely journey. Your colleagues will be there for you, your family, your friends will be there for you to an extent.
You know, you're saying that, but
Yeah.
in a lot of instances,
Mhm.
people that are actually battling with it don't talk about it.
They don't.
You could be sitting in a room with someone here, and you
Yeah.
wouldn't even know that they're struggling with something or the other.
Yeah.
And I think people think it's a taboo subject, but it
Mhm.
actually isn't. I think they need to understand that it's something that's becoming a general consensus, especially now with this COVID-19 thing.
Mhm.
People are losing jobs. People are in situations that they never ever thought they'd be in.
Yeah.
And of course, it's affecting their mental well-being.
Mhm.
So I think it's a very important topic that we need to bring to the fore to tell people out there it's okay to be going through those things, but just remember there's a support structure out there, and there's these memes we can go
Yeah.
back to and just allow ourselves to be able to cope for the day.
Precisely. And can I just add, I'm so proud of ourselves, like myself, your show, Zakia. We have really used this platform to speak about mental health, to remove the stigma that is attached to mental health, the tabooness of this topic. So I'm so proud of ourselves. I mean, even when I was producing for you, now Zakia is producing for you, we're really speaking about mental health to an extent that it's becoming normal to have this conversation, Sorry. And I really hope that a time will come when it'll be easy to speak about mental health, be it any form of mental health, as you speak about a broken limb. I really hope. And how do we do that? We speak about it through
I
these
think it's about
platforms.
educating people, and this is what the show is about, to tell people that irrespective, it was like drugs before. It was such a taboo subject.
Yeah.
If your child or somebody was on it, you'd hide it under the mat and hope it goes away. There's something we need to understand that's imperative, is that it doesn't go away. There has to be a solution for it, and the solution is this: going to the memes. There's people like Ruqayya Kala and all those other motivational people that we bring on, like Rukshana Modin and Abdul and all of them, to say that we're there firstly and I think it starts from us. We're there to support each other firstly, but secondly, if it becomes something so serious, and like Alia had the situation where she needed that added help, it's there. And I'm so glad that she didn't feel ashamed to go for it. I'm so proud of you that you went and you overcame this hurdle and you moved yourself into a better space. We're so proud of you, Alia, really, honestly. It's nice to see that you're not going to leave yourself in that rut, as they say. Because if you do, you just get, you only put yourself deeper into the situation negatively from where you were. And it doesn't get any better. I think from a mental well-being point of view, as you're saying, I'm glad we're shedding light on this, and I think we intend doing more of it going forward. And we are going to be looking at a webinar next week where we want to shed a lot of light on those types of things that are happening, because I think mental well-being is the most important topic at this moment in time. People are committing suicide. It's something you haven't heard of being so rife. Previously you would hear of maybe 1 in a million, you'd say, oh my goodness, it would be something. But it's becoming such a common thing. It's actually scary. And not realizing that, there's everybody's different. That's something we also need to understand. And everybody's coping mechanisms and ways and solutions of dealing with things are different. So if we're there for each other, maybe, somebody's weakness is somebody else's strengths, and we can help them get over
the support
it.
system that needs
We
to
need,
be there.
I think we need to get over our selfishness,
Yeah.
become selfless. And as Ruqayya was saying, be firstly selfish towards yourself, get yourself in order before you help somebody else. But it's also to be selfless and say, my friend is going through this, or my family member is going through that. Instead of sitting there and leaving them, is help them find a way to actually get over it.
Precisely. You couldn't have said any better. Yeah.
There we go. And thank you so much for joining me. It's been such a privilege having all three of you in studio this afternoon. I actually look forward to these segments.
Thanks
It
for
gets
having
me
us.
going on another
Yeah.
on another level. And then I walk out of here, should we say, on a different mindset, very refreshed. So thank you so much.
Thanks. And you still have to tell us who's your better producer.
She already said.
Okay.
Auntie Nafisa
I'm
already
only
said
gonna
Zakia.
Zakia,
okay.
okay.
Okay, I'm going to end this segment by saying there's nothing better than having such a phenomenal team and such a support structure behind me and the Nafisa Dango show. And that's the reason why all of you have to listen to it.
Now
Because
that's a meme on its own.
these are the three and the rest behind the window that make me shine and make the show so phenomenal. So, Ziad, are you listening to me? I need a shout out there, bro. Where's my shout out? I need a shout out for, oh my God. Because, if you're all listening out there, we're talking about these phenomenal structures. And I must tell you, I look forward to every single Wednesday and Thursday, reason being, as I'm not walking into an environment of work. I'm walking into a family. We're here literally to be able to support each other in so many directions, not just from a work level, but from the show point of view. I would like to thank every single one of you because literally, honestly, when I walk out there, the positive comments that I'm getting is literally because you guys are behind me. So thank
thank you.
you. You all make me shine.
And thank
But
you for
you
allowing us.
shine.
Did
Yeah.
you find my
Individually as well,
shout out,
so-
Ziad? Because it's meant for you as well. Where's my shout out?
There we go. There we go. Yay.
Thanks, guys. We're going to go for a quick break. We'll be back with you with our author for the week.
Listen to something fresh. Listen to